Hello there, it's Jumiee, and I'm on the Well Actually podcast talking about women in Afrobeat, including myself. Stay tuned and enjoy.
Welcome back to the Well Actually podcast. I'm your host, Toju. Thank you for joining us, however, you may be joining us. Thank you for listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart. And to those watching on YouTube, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. And thank you for joining us again for another edition of our Women in Afrobeat series, where we spotlight and highlight the stories of the talented women who are moving this genre forward. And today we are joined by another one of those talented women, Miss Jumiee. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. So, how did you get started as someone who actually makes music as a career?
So first of all, it just started as, my love for music, just, the sound, the different genres, My mom had a lot of, she listened to all kind of music, and then my brother also was, into the whole rap thing. I feel like everybody had a phase growing up being a rapper. So from that, his phase, it was something that I learned from writing, especially. And he played the guitar at the time, so he taught me a thing or two, which right now I've forgotten. Honestly, I can't play the guitar to save my life right now. But yeah, it was basically from the house. That's how it all started for me. From the love to seeing my brother do it, to me discovering that, oh well, I have a voice, like in school. Whenever there's a singing thing, I'm always there. I always find myself there. So yeah, that's basically, it was just discovery from my surrounding.
Okay, and when did that discovery turn into a career?
So I think it was in uni. I started off, I was trying to find my path and find what I was really interested in. I knew music was like always there, but there were lots of distractions because I had a lot of friends that were into modeling. So I felt like, oh, okay, I think I can do this too. Because, fashion and music go like hand in hand. So I also was into modeling in uni, but um, I was like, you know what, let me try and put out a song. I was very scared of, taking that step. So I think in my final year, yeah, in my final year, I finally decided to record a song and put out a song. And yeah, that's basically how it started as a career. I started getting invites to perform at shows, small shows back then. So that's how it started. And then my name kind of grew. I got into the industry in Abuja, where I am currently, and got friends that knew people, and just like that, basically.
Okay, and what was the name of that first song?
The name of the first song, King Sugar.
Okay,
Actually, the name of the very, very first song is Time, but I don't consider it. I'm going to take it down from from all the DSPs, because I don't consider it like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just very skeptical about it. So I always say that my first song is King Sugar.
okay,
I dropped that in 2019, and then I re-released it in 2021. So yeah.
okay. So why did you re-release it?
I was going into like a new management. So they
Okay,
advised me, and then I wanted to change my name, the spelling of my name. It was initially Jumi, and then I was sharing like some information with another artist that had the same spelling. So I had to change it and make mine different. So I added a double E at the end. So that was like an introduction, the release of that song. Yeah.
okay, gotcha. So basically, under this name, that would be your first song.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Is there anything that's attached with that very first song that you just like you're just not into it anymore, or you just want a clean break with the double E?
Yeah, I think that's basically, because that song, honestly, I wrote it from my heart, and I feel like people still need to hear it, but I don't think it reaches the standard that is needed. So I just kind of like wave it to the side.
Okay. All right. So you kind of touched on it earlier about the kind of like everyone having a rap phase, who were
Yeah.
your specific musical influences
From that age or just growing up generally till now?
from from then till now?
From then till now. Okay, Bob Marley,
Okay.
Bob Marley, um, Lauren Hill a little bit because she was also rapping as at then, and then she was singing also. She sings also, so that was like, oh, something I like. Um, I love Lucky Dube. His
Okay.
music, yeah, his music was somehow just registering in my mind, and I didn't know, like growing up. Um, Beyonce, Rihanna, because if you notice, I've called like two Jamaican, you know, people, and Rihanna has that touch. So that's like I basically lean into the dance hall. If you listen to my music, you can hear it. That I just grew up loving dance hall reggae, and it was just that. So I think those are my influences for real. Michael Jackson too, to a great extent, because his voice sounded like magic. So yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Basically.
All right. So you're hoping to capture some of that magic as well.
Oh yes. Oh
Okay.
yes.
All right. So I guess in our earlier conversations, you described your sound as Afro-fusion. What
Yeah.
so if you were to elaborate on that, like what does that mean to you?
Afrofusion is a place of freedom in music, but having the African blood in you that shows in your music, basically. The fusion, that's why there's no particular name of what is infused. I love R&B. When I'm freestyling, I could start off with Afrobeats in my words, maybe pidgin, and then I do a slur, or I run a riff that is R&B, and then before you know it, I'm doing some patois. So it's basically an infusion of like all of the things I grew up listening to that are kind of like in my subconscious and I don't even know, and they just find their way into my music basically.
Do you have any, I guess, any artist that you feel like also fit into that bucket, like that has all those qualities as well?
Yeah. Thames.
Okay. So this King Sugar that we're now officially calling your first song, do you remember what it was like when you recorded that song?
So I had the beats first. There was this producer I was working with, the one that produced the song. He sent me the beat. He sent me a couple of beats actually, and then that was the only one that I fell in love with and I resonated to. So I was just writing to it just in the evening. One fateful evening, I was less busy, so I was like, let me go back to these beats that this guy sent to me, and then I started writing to it, and the story was so clean, like it was just coming to me. It was just very real, very unfiltered, you know. So I wrote to it even before I recorded it. So I knew what I was going to sing in the studio, and then I contacted the my sound engineer, and I told him, "Yo, are you free tomorrow? I want to pull up, come and record this song that I have." And he was like, "Yeah, come through." And then I went and I recorded the song, and yeah. So I already had the storyline in my mind. I already had the lyrics. I already knew what the song was about, you know. So it wasn't like a process in the studio for me. It was basically in the writing of the song.
That aside, now, what is your standard creative process, if there is a standard? Like, can you take us through that from the, like, you don't have the beats, you don't have anything, or maybe
Yeah.
that's even part of it, but like maybe some of your more recent songs or even songs that haven't been released, what goes through from thinking it up to the moment when you record?
I'm very in touch with my emotions. So if I'm feeling happy, it would definitely reflect in my music. If I'm trying to talk about myself and I'm feeling a little bit cocky, it would reflect in my music too. If I'm sad, very much so, you would feel it in my music. So the moment I step into a studio and maybe I came with a happy vibe, and then maybe something happened along the line, and before I start recording, my mood switch up. That's the mood I'm going to use to sing that song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And the writing too. I probably won't talk about the song. I probably won't like the lyrics will probably will not have the core emotions that I'm feeling. I probably would conceal it, with a different word that you would have to decipher by yourself. I might be telling a story, a happy story, but the melody is a little bit, not so happy, and so I conceal the words so that I don't send people into depression of any sort. So you have to feel it the way that you feel it, however the song ministers itself to you at that point in time. So
Okay.
basically, it's my emotions that are the whole process from beginning till the end. Verse one could sound really sad, and then maybe as I'm creating verse two, my mood goes back up, and verse two sounds happier than verse one. That's how you can like tell, oh wow, I love verse two more than verse one. There was something about it. That's basically it.
So there's
Yeah.
even fusion within the moods.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a bit of a roller coaster. But yeah. Yeah. So what is your favorite part of the creative process?
It's the writing, basically, the delivery, the singing, you know, um, expressing the message that I'm trying to get across. Basically, that would be my favorite part for sure.
And do you have a least favorite part?
Um, Creativity block when I have that, because I have that almost every time. I'm an overthinker, so sometimes instead of being in the moment and thinking about what I came to the studio to do, my mind is everywhere, and I'm not thinking of a tangible thing to put in the music, so I'm
Oh,
stuck basically. Yeah,
and you said that happens every time.
almost every time, especially when I don't have what I want to sing written down already, or at least the foundation.
Okay. So how do you get through that?
um I drink water, maybe tea. I like tea in the studio a lot, and then like kind of close the project, open something else, maybe a video or a song on YouTube, get inspired again, and then come back.
So beyond like water and tea, is there anything else that you must have in the studio with you?
Well, must have. I must have my space. I don't like too many people in the studio when I record. As a matter of fact, I just want to be with the engineer or the producer of the song.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. That's basically the first thing that I need. Then every other thing is just bonus that I can live without.
So you mentioned your sound engineer, you mentioned your producer.
Yeah.
How do you decide which people to work with in like on the technical side? And then how do you decide which people to collaborate with, whether it's fellow artists?
For the producer, your sound has to be really nice and like in touch with me and the kind of music that I make. There are some producers that once you, I don't know, not everybody can tell, but like if you have good ears for music, there's some producers that once they play their beats, you just know that this person has a lot of work to do, and you are not ready to go through the stress of trying to come down to that level of having to manage the beats so that you can get. I feel like the beat, once you hear it, it just strikes you and you're like, ooh, and then you start to either freestyle or write. That's the first thing for me for producers. Whether a big producer or a small producer, I can work with anybody. Just have the beats resonate with me. And then for artists, energy, honestly, some artists have very dirty energy. I say this because I've met a lot of artists, big or small, is they just, you can tell that it's off and there's going to be problems in front, like after recording that song with them, like it's just going to, it's just not going to um you know be progressive. or the relationship you have with that person or people might, crash, you know, at the middle. So energy is one for me for artists, and then obviously talent. You need to be talented enough to understand my own, like where I'm headed, like,
Okay.
in the music, and in the creating process, because we're kind of like married when we do a song together for that song's sake.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to really blend. That's why sometimes when you hear a song, you can say, oh, I hear this person on this song, or don't you think you should put this person on this song? We that connection has to be there so that the song will flow. If not, it will just be like two different songs, but it's one song, but because you had a different person on the song, that did not gel.
So when you
Yeah.
said like dirty energy, could you elaborate on that? Like, is there anything that goes into, or that, so that we're clearing up any assumptions on what you mean by that? Like, because I think that can go in any number of ways.
Yeah, energy, I mean, from the way that you appreciate me, because firstly, for me to want to work with you, I appreciate your own sound and your own, where you're coming from, your story and all of that. I appreciate that. I see what you're doing, and then you need to appreciate me too, so that we can firstly be on that level. And then just the way that you carry yourself, the aura around you, is it true, is it genuine, is it pure? Because music is pure, people can feel it, you know it goes straight to your heart, it goes straight to your soul. So, like, that energy should be seamless. It should just flow between us. Basically, I'm not saying we should be all hugs and kisses, but you know it should be there shouldn't be a tension every time that I have an idea and I want to, give the idea, and you shouldn't feel some kind of way when you have an idea also, to be thrown towards me. We should be able to, you know meet in the middle every time, for the
Okay.
sake of the music.
So I'm not saying you should name names or anything, but has there been a situation where the energy was just so bad that you're like, never mind, we don't have to do this?
Yeah,
And like, what specifically made it that bad?
I'm trying to think of one particular person now, because I've had a couple of experiences like that. um it was just the way that they spoke to me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's as simple as that. It could be as simple as that. Some people feel like they are doing you a huge favor, or
so do you think that's just how the person is, or do you think it was a you thing, or do you think they reserve that kind of treatment just for women, or do you have any like theories there?
um it's a combination of how the person is and how the person relates with women, because it's a woman in front of them.
Okay, so you mentioned how the part of it is because they were dealing with the woman. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking now, are there any other scenarios or instances where you feel like your career progress is being like it's more difficult for you because you're a woman?
Yeah. um Honestly speaking, because you're a woman, you have to, it's difficult somehow, because first of all they say, oh, you're a woman, you can't be too pushy. And this being pushy is probably you knowing what you want and saying, no, I feel like it should be like this, and then the person probably doesn't listen, and then you're still pondering on it, and then they tag you, they give you a name or something, you know oh, it's this woman, dealing with women, working with women now, wow, it's okay like this now. And then you're forced to just, compromise, even if you're not really satisfied with whatever the case may be. So it's a little bit difficult, because you just cannot really get what you want sometimes. even though you have a vision, you know. Yeah, so it's a little bit difficult. But thank God for some guys that have been around women, probably their siblings or mother or something, that know that, oh, when a woman is bent on what she wants, she knows what she wants because there's a reason why she wants what she wants. It's not her being difficult or hormonal.
Let me make sure I'm even understanding. So you, an artist, would reach out to, you're working with a producer or someone else, and you have a vision for what you're trying to make, and they're
Yeah.
essentially trying to talk you out of it.
Yeah, or to make you settle for what is there at the moment. Maybe, let's say it's a beat, they're trying to make a beat for you, and then there's this drum that you hear in the beat, and they are not using that same drum, and you're describing it. You play a song that has that type of drum, you tell them the name of the drum if possible, and they're like, no, for this song, this beat right now, this drum you are hearing, then no wahala sha, let me put the other one. Even if the way they make you feel like you're being too, is difficult. Not just that, this is just one example that I'm making,
Go ahead.
that I'm pondering on, because this is something I've experienced like a lot. So that's basically it. It's your sound, it's your music. At the end of the day, you know what you want to hear, you know what you want to send out, so why persuade me to accept what I don't want, and what I don't feel.
Gotcha. So you said you had other examples, and this is just like, I guess maybe even the most common, but what are some of those
Yeah.
other examples?
Shows, getting shows as a
Okay.
female, especially here in Abuja, you need to have a lot of men in your team to push for you. Imagine you having a female, I mean, there are some female, shout out to the female managers and, you know, promotion team and all of that. But in a case where your team is filled with women, you need a man to be able to get you shows that they can actually allow you to perform, because sometimes they'll get you a show, they would put your name and everything, the flyer, confirm you, and then you get there and all the guys are performing and you're just standing there asking like, when am I going on? Or just chill, just chill, just chill, and then you don't get to perform, or they don't even accept you completely, especially if you come from your own like DM and say, yo, I see you're having a show, like, and then they go through your page and you're a lady and they're like, oh, okay, the slot is filled up. And then a day to the show, or even that day of the show, you still see them confirming guys that would still perform. And you're like, what happened to me? Like, I messaged you, what's the problem? So that's another challenge. It could be difficult sometimes getting um gigs
Do
as
you
a
have
female.
any theories why that is? Like, because as an outsider, like I can't imagine why. So do you have any theories as to why they would just simply overlook you, or even in some instances just straight up lie to you?
Yeah, I honestly don't know, but I feel like there are some female artists that are like straight up rude and difficult. Like, I'm talking difficult, not them saying, oh, I know what I want, or they're just difficult and rude and just have a nasty attitude. So I feel like most of these um show people have seen too much of it, and they just tag every female as, no, na woman, just leave them. you know that could be one of the reasons why. And then again, it could just be the whole woman in a man's space type of thing, basically.
Uh, so you think they believe music is just a man's space?
Well, they believe that, but obviously, look at what's going on today, you know. So, yeah.
It's crazy to even think that that happens, but yeah, I mean, crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
So right now we're going to give a little introduction to the audience of what Jumiee does. So we're going to play for you Dance Floor. If you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see the video. If you're listening on Spotify or wherever, you're going to hear it. And then we'll be right back with more from Jumiee.
Ace, bring the beats back. Thank you, Jah, for the oceans and trees, yeah. Give me the reason why they ain't proud of me, yeah. Cause if I talk one, they might be talk two, and that's the only time that they want to commute, yeah. You maybe think that tomorrow could be different to smoke your tobacco, but right now we there, yeah, for bando. So make you put your hands up. So get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. The dance floor. Get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. Dance floor. Cause it could get better, it get worse. But I did for here to sing my song. So get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. The dance floor. Nah, nothing shake me, it's not a disguise. You were on a mission to kill my vibe. All this vibe is going high, yeah. I no go deep, shine, you no go see the light. Wait, I beg no bother me. Say, me no give the one apology. Yeah, as I they feel the vibe, grateful I'm alive. I go still this drive. If you want find me up on the dance floor. All the bad vibes, me African soul. The rhythm going on and on. The one you have to sing this song. So get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. The dance floor. Get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. Dance floor. Cause it could get better, it get worse. But I did for here to sing my song. So get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. The dance floor. So get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. The dance floor. Get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. Dance floor. Cause it could get better, it get worse. But I did for here to sing my song. So get you dancing, dancing on the dance floor now. The dance floor.
And we are back here at the Well Actually podcast. And that was Dance Floor by Jumiee as we continue our Women in Afrobeat series here on the Well Actually podcast. So, Jumiee, take us through the creative process of that song.
Um, so I heard it beats online and it was just so nice, and I had to, recreate it. So I sent it to my producer and I said, "Yo, I don't know what this song is telling me, but I like it. I would want something similar to this, but faster, because that one was a bit slower in tempo." So he
Okay.
cooked it up in like 40 minutes, and I recorded the song. Yeah, and I recorded the song in like 2 hours max, 2 hours 30 minutes. We were done with the song basically.
So, did you already have anything written out by that point?
No, no, I was just freestyling. I even started with oh yeah, I started with the verse one. Yeah, that was like the first thing that came to my mind, and then I got the hook of the song, and then before you know it, I was just freestyling and freestyling, and then verse two came along.
From making like hearing the song, hearing the beat, getting it to your
Yeah,
producer, you writing, and then okay, now the song is done.
yeah.
Then how did you go about to getting to the point of the music video?
So there's like an official video, and oh my god, this story is so long for the video. Let me try to break it down. So
Okay.
the official video, there are two videos. If you go to YouTube, there are two videos for the song, the visualizer and the actual video. So the one you played is the visualizer, and then the other one is the actual video. So I contacted this videographer, and I told him, yo, this is it. This is my my oh my god, my vision for the video. It was like, oh yo, let's do this. We can do this. Let's get it. Yo, I like the vision. It's nice. It's mad. Let's do it. And then I had my friends. I told them about the video, time, what to wear, and all of that. And we shot the whole thing. Everything was nice. Everything was good. You know, I paid upfront and stuff like that. And this guy just stopped picking my calls. It was just it was just zero communication from there. And before you know it, he people were looking for him. Apparently, I was not the only one that he shot for and collected money and ran off. That was very, very, that was like the first time that type of thing was happening to me. I was so confused. I was like, what's going on? Like, okay, bro, before you know it, story started coming up. He said his laptop is bad. He
Huh.
doesn't do this, do that. He doesn't even have a house right now. I'm like, bro, you took a job. You don't have all these things. Why? Like, why? Before you know it, he left Abuja. He was all the way in Jos.
Huh.
And yo, like, it was crazy. So I didn't have a video, and I already like announced everything, and and time was going. Before you know it, we were able to meet um um his manager at the time. And thank god he had some clips on his laptop that the guy was using, so he just saved it there, the raw clips. So that's how I got I got some of the clips. And then um I contacted another videographer, and then he was able to shoot some more content to add to what we had. And then so it was out, but I didn't really like it. That's why I did the visualizer.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, talking about it kind of drains me. I just had a headache.
So let's go into some of the actual like fun times that you've had with performances. Is there one performance that sticks out to you that you just the energy was good, or not, maybe it's the energy, or it's just the place that you're like, wow, I'm really performing here. Like this is amazing. Like, is there anyone that sticks out to you like that?
Yeah, actually both the energy
Okay.
and the fact that I was performing where I was performing. So it was in 2023 December when Davido came to Abuja, and I
Okay.
got to perform there. I performed dance floor at the time. Dance floor wasn't out because dance floor was out last year,
Oh,
June or July, I think. So my producer was like, I know it's risky, but let's try and do dance floor because like the song is like, I feel like the song is so big. I just need to put in more work on it. So he was like, let's take a chance and do the song even if it's unreleased. It's like, what? For a crowd that is as much as these people are here to see Davido, and one Smolly is here to sing song that they don't know, like, and then it's not even out. What if he was like, yo, not too much talk, let's submit it, don't worry. And then coming on stage, first of all, the introduction, the hype man was as if I paid him. I don't even know him. The way he introduced me, first of all, was like, this guy is putting me too high. Please wait. Like, I didn't even have a chance to even say anything.
do you remember what
Before
he
you know
said?
it, it was like sexy, sexy, sexy Jumiee. He doesn't know me. He was just saying a lot. He was just gassing me up all the way till I got to the stage. And then where the people are is like way in front. The stage was big. I don't know if you know about the show, but the stage was big. You have to, from backstage, you have to walk up a staircase, climb the stage, and then for you to meet the people and be able to see them, you have to go like in front. So I was walking while he was doing all of that. So when the song started, I had to run. So the moment I was running into like the close to where the people where they were screaming, I was like, what? They were screaming like they knew the song. Like it was like I was so it was just very, very overwhelming. I really loved it. And I did my thing and, gave the best performance. And I had a lot of friends in the crowd. So, like, when I got off the stage, they were running to, like, yo, Jumiee, you killed it. I didn't even know they were there. And I was like, what? So that was like, that's going to be like, that was the best because I know I'm going to have bigger performances. But that was like the best performance that I ever had in my career.
Okay. That is, it's like, I mean, I'm not a performer, so I can't even imagine what that is like. Like,
Oh,
yeah, okay, okay. So now
yeah.
we've gotten to our rapid fire section where
Okay.
we're going to try and get through as many of these questions as possible. Just come up with the first answer that comes to your mind, just so that the audience can get to know you as a person and as an artist. So, are you
All right.
ready?
Yeah.
All right. What's the one Afrobeat song you'll never get tired of?
Holla at your boy. Whiskey.
Okay. Okay. Classic. If you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
I would be modeling or I would be in a tech space.
One instrument you wish you could play,
The bass guitar, the acoustic guitar, and maybe a flute.
if you had to pick one.
One? Oh no. Okay, bass guitar.
Okay. What's the first thing you do after finishing a performance?
I take a big breath because when I'm on stage, it's like I'm not breathing. I think I forget to breathe when I'm on stage. So I breathe a lot when I get off stage and find somewhere to sit so I don't fall.
Okay. What is your superpower as an artist?
Wow. It's the ability to hear another artist and know that the artist is going to go far just by hearing one song from them.
Do you have any examples of that?
Yeah, Thames. The first day that I heard her, I knew I started telling my friends, yo, come and hear somebody that doesn't sound human.
Do you know what
And
song it was?
Mr. Rebel, her very first song. Yeah.
Okay. What's a fun fact about you that most people don't know?
A fun fact about me that people don't know is that I am Yoruba and Hausa.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
guess. I think.
Okay. Your dream venue to play.
Ooh, Coachella.
All
Yeah.
right. Your go-to outfit for a music video.
Some baggy, whether jeans or something else, but just baggy and a nice top with a lot of jewelries.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, who's your dream artist to collaborate with?
Whiskey, Burner Boy, Beyonce,
If you
and
could only
Thames.
pick one, if you could only pick one,
Why are you telling me to pick one? What do
it
you mean?
I'm sorry. That's what's making it so difficult.
That would be Burner. Burner.
Over Beyonce. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And the final one, where do you see yourself and your music in the next 5 years?
Oh, on tour, you know, going for one shoot to the other, for one show, opening for big shows abroad, obviously, being in the studio with artists that I never knew would ever know me.
I know I said that was the last one, but this is the real last one.
Okay.
What advice do you have for any women looking to get into the music industry?
Get in, get in. Just find, you know, find people around in music and come with your own vision because that's all you have. Your own vision, your own sound, your own voice. That's all you have. Just start wherever it is. If it means asking a lot of questions around, which is very important. Asking questions. I ask a lot of questions. Don't be shy from asking questions. She doesn't even know she's new. Yeah, ask questions. You know that would help you to realize where you are and give you strength.
All right, appreciate that. Well, thank you so much, Jumiee, for being here on the Well Actually podcast. Thank you for being part of our Women in Afrobeat series.
Thank you for
Really
having me.
appreciate it. So let the audience know where they can find you, where they can keep up with you on socials.
Yeah. So on Spotify, I'm at Jumiee. It's spelled Jumie. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, everywhere is Jumiee, like that, Audio Mac. And then you can find me on social media, Instagram at official Jumiee, no space, no nothing, official Jumiee. On X, I'm at official_Jumiee. Facebook, I'm at Jumiee. Where else? TikTok, Jumiee also. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. All right. So do you have any new music coming out anytime soon that we should be on the lookout for? Any new projects?
Yeah, big,
Okay.
big tip this year.
Okay. Album, EP, singles.
I'm starting off with singles, then a project.
Okay. All right. All right. And we're going to be listening to it here at the Well Actually podcast.
Oh, please do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone listening. Of course, rate, review, subscribe, share. Thank you for being part of this Women in Afrobeat series. And we'll try and do this again next week.
Thank you. Bye.